We love
There's
hip
one
hop.
thing that I'm waiting for a phone call for right now. It's basically on Kendrick Lamar being an industry plant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got some information about Kendrick being an industry plant from an individual, and what he was saying is that he was signed from the time that the Section 80 mixtape came out. Do you remember the Section 80 mixtape? I'm gonna see if I could pull it up on my Spotify.
Like not as well as probably some people a little older than me do, but yeah, no, I remember it.
Right now,
like list you off all the tracks, but yeah, I didn't
now,
know he was signed back then.
well, it says here Top Dog Entertainment / Section 80. Okay, and I'll pull up on the screen what I'm looking at.
Does it say what kind of deal it was, or like what they had going on, or?
Well, at that point, they might have been independent, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is this? Here we go. Bong. You can see that on the screen. All right. So if I go to the Section 80 to down here, July 2011, Top Dog Entertainment / Section 80. Okay. Now, if I go to, let's say, the most recent album, you scroll down all the way to the bottom, PG Lang, Top Dog Entertainment, Aftermath, Interscope Records. Let's see, Good Kid, Mad City, which is his official first album, 2013, Aftermath / Interscope Records. Okay, so there's something different in the first album, the Section 80, where you see this is just Top Dog Entertainment, right? His original Top Dog and those guys over there, the guys from his neighborhood, and Section 80, which is basically the name of the mixtape, or maybe a label that he had at the time. So this is supposed to be assumed to be an independent release. You understand what I'm saying? And you understand, you know what an industry plant is, right? You're muted.
Yeah, an industry plant's just basically someone who the industry takes and says, "Oh, we're gonna make this person a somebody," before like they have any real background or anything really foundation to stand on. They just sort of come in and appear.
Exactly. And when it comes to stuff like this, like the reason why people have an issue with industry plants is because it gives people a false sense of you can do it too. All you have to do is just be talented enough, make sure that you bump into the right people, make the right connections, and you too can be the top rapper in the game. Not knowing that the industry's been working on your shit from like before. And the thing is, from the information that I received, is that he was in a development deal. So they were developing him as an artist from back when the Section 80 album came out.
Yeah, that sounds like he might be a bit of an industry plant. I mean, I'll be honest, personally, like, definitely someone who's an industry plant versus someone who came from, like, completely their own thing. Like, the person who did it themselves definitely gets a little bit extra respect. But, I mean, even if you're an industry plant, like, you have to put out good music or people aren't going to fuck with you.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if Kendrick was just putting out bad music this whole time, I don't think he'd really still be in the picture, So it's like, I guess it does sort of shade your name a little bit, but it's like at the same time, it's like if you're putting out good music, you're putting out good music,
Yeah, like they say, well, okay, who else has been accused of being an industry plant and has really been one?
I think Ice Spice is a bit of an industry plant.
You think so?
I don't know, like 100%. I think her first song, like her first few tracks might have been more natural, but the one that really blew up, I think, had a little bit of a push from the industry, or like, someone had heard it before and sort of put it in the right place at least.
So by the time Munch came out, you're saying that she was already signed, even though they were trying to push to us like she came out independently with Munch.
I mean, I'm not saying 100%. I don't claim to know, but like I could see it being like that. Like I could see with what she had coming out, like someone saying, "Oh, if we get her like the right tune, the right ghostwriter, and pop out the right song, we've got a star," you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I mean, she does live in New York. That's always an advantage. It's like, you know, if someone blows up that big and you're from Montreal, you're probably not an industry plant, you know. But being from New York, at least you know you're closer to the type of people that could actually do that type of stuff.
No, it definitely gives you an upper hand, an advantage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like with Kendrick Lamar, if he is an industry plant, even like what you just said, like does that change things? You know what I'm saying? Does that take away his accolades?
Didn't he take a shot at Drake for being on a label? Or am I?
Well, that's the thing that everybody's been getting at. Like, been a whole rumor around Drake, quote unquote, owning the music industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he has all these he has some master deal where he gets to own a bunch of the music industry. And I've even heard other rumors where the people are saying he bought this person's masters, that person's masters, a la Michael Jackson type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
So,
I don't doubt it. When you're bigger than the Beatles, you could do that type of stuff. Like, who knows?
right. So maybe he's very favored in the industry. But even with Drake, when he first came in, he had the cosign of Lil Wayne, right?
Yeah. You could, in
But
a way, call that an industry play because he came from Degrassi, and then like you know, so he did do like a lot of mainstream stuff, and I'm sure wherever he went from Degrassi and his agents and stuff like that for sure helped, and then so yeah, I guess you could kind of put that on Drake too in a way, but I'll say the same thing with Drake. It's like you could put anyone in that position if their music's not good, you're gonna be a failed industry plant,
yes,
and there are those like you know they're hard to think of because they don't usually stand out very much, but there are people who they try and make an industry plant and they just fail.
look
You
at Bad
know?
Bobby. Like, well,
Yeah.
she didn't fail per se because she did sell hella records. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she didn't flop, but
But she
like
had
she
like
wasn't.
her period of time and it's not really like going like that anymore.
Yeah, she wasn't taken seriously. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, exactly.
1 second. I'm sending a link over to this gentleman right here. No video. Because the thing is with this, it's like a wild allegation to be putting on somebody that they're an industry plant, but like I need to see some kind of substantiated proof that that's true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. You need like the proof because for me it doesn't really bug me, but I do understand why people hold it against certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and especially like certain artists will hide it. You know, like I think where I give credit to Drake is like everything he's done, like from being on Degrassi to all that stuff. It's out in the open. Everybody knows it, or you can find it on Google pretty easily. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a secret that he was, you know, working with Lil Wayne and all them for so long and all the things he did, you know. So, but then like there are some industry plants where it's like they'll go to their grave trying to hide it.
Yeah. Um. While I'm waiting for this gentleman to call, let me double check and make sure that he didn't pop up on the bottom here. I'm just doing a quick surf through the Reddit, but yeah, man, it just I wish I just looked at my DMs just now, and I seen that the homie responded, and the thing is these are just wild allegations to be putting on people these days because Kendrick's in the middle of a rap beef, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? A lot of people have been questioning this man's character. So if that's a thing that starts going out into the streets that this guy's an industry plant, like, but it's not like some just conspiracy theory type shit, and it's just for real. I don't know, bro. It might be a KO for him, man.
Yeah, it definitely in the position he's in. If that comes out on him, like yeah, it might be lights out for him in the beef.
Yeah.
Like I like I said, like I still give credit to people who you're an industry plan as long as your music's good, but there's still a little bit of a slight on your name. You know what I'm saying? You still didn't do all the same work to get there, and like I don't feel like, I feel like Kendrick, if it's true, has never like tried to allude to it. He's always tried to like hide it if it's true,
Yeah, but he barely says anything anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar don't really speak too much, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can change this here.
Wasn't it him who had that concert where all those people got sent to the Lord?
Or you might be thinking about Travis Scott.
That's Travis Scott, yeah. I always get them two mixed up. I don't know why sometimes. I'm thinking of
Kendrick Lamar and Travis Scott.
I get random people weirdly mixed up sometimes. I always have to double check.
Yo, you know what? While we're waiting for homie to pop up here, I'm gonna look for a video here for Kendrick Lamar. But
the whole city relevant, I think.
Hold on.
Go.
Yo,
I'm going.
There.
Yeah, man.
So listen, man. And I'm not gonna, you keep this screen how you want it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to keep you anonymous.
It's all good. You don't have to do that. It's just I'm in the car right now, and it's sun is down, so it's like you can't see me at all. I can see YouTube, but you can't see me. But I'm not afraid of anything or whatever, So.
Man, like Jonathan Emile in the building. Okay, is that how you pronounce it, Emile?
Yeah, Jonathan Emile. Yeah.
Now, for the people who don't know, I sent this gentleman a video from Hello Yassine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting some feedback over there. Do you have the video playing?
Yeah, I don't have video. I'm on video, but
that might have been me. I think I unmuted where I was playing. Yeah.
Okay. We good. All right. So I sent you a video from Hello Yassine, and Hello Yassine was breaking down in the video how Kendrick Lamar jerked you out of a tune, or maybe not even Kendrick Lamar, Top Dog in that.
Yeah.
Now, can you explain that to us? Just like give us a quick breakdown, like the elevator version of what happened.
I mean, the stuff is pretty well documented. I before I put out my first album, I did a whole bunch of collaborations. I did one with Merce, I did one with Buckshot, and also did one with Kendrick. And this was late 2011, early 2012. And then I got those features and continued working on the album. And then I was ready to put out the album in 2015, because you know how it is. You like have to shop to different labels and, do the investor relations stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I was ready to put it out, I let their camp know that the song was coming out. And then, basically Top's like, yo, I don't remember, whatever. Which is funny because I'd been going back and forth with his lawyers for like a while. And he's like, all right, let me get back to you. I was like, okay, well, the song's coming out in like a week and a half, so you should link me and let me know what's going on. Because DSPs and everything. So and
sorry, not to interrupt you. What year was this?
That was 2015, January 2015. So like I finished the album in like end of 2012. I got the first features first and finished the album like late 2012. So then 2 years later, when I was ready to release the album, which is like standard, like it's my first album, I have to get the funding and get everything right and get it mixed properly, whatever. It takes a while. The lead single was the Heaven Help Them tune with Kendrick, some other like local people that I had feature on the cut too, like people who played instruments and stuff and whatever. So when I put it out, I let them know, we let them know, the management, we let each other know that the track was about to drop and stuff. And then he's like, let me get back to you. And then he never got back to me. So I was just like, all right, well, I guess it's no big deal to these guys. And then the track dropped. And then he's like, hey, you better take the track down. Like he did his whole like discount Debo thing, like where he tried to threaten me like that. He's just like, hey, yo, you don't know who you're talking to, is Top Dog. I'm just like, hey, yo.
Whoa.
This record was approved, feature was purchased, feature was the entente was before you claimed to have been signed to Interscope, before your deal came through. So I don't see what the problem is. Can you explain to me like what the deal is?
rewind that. Bring that back again. I need to understand the before he was signed to Interscope part of this.
Well, I mean, I was dealing with TDE at the time, right? Because the collab, it was we reached out cold email to TDE. We did the feature. We secured the collaboration. You know, they told me it was gonna be no problems. They're like, okay, just deal with the lawyers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, within that window from the beginning of 2012, I mean, I think got signed in the spring or something like that of 2012. So that was the beginning of like his sort of move to the umbrella. That was before like Coronation, you know, like when they got all the man them on stage, be like, oh yeah, I did a future hip hop or whatever.
Yeah.
That was right before then. And I was like, okay, you know.
And also, just to give you some more context, also,
yeah,
he we were looking at the Section 80 mixtape, and that was just Top Dog Entertainment Section 80. That was 2011.
Yeah. So they say, yeah, man.
Okay, so continue.
So I mean, the story's not that complicated. I put out the song, and then he decided that he wanted me to unpublish the song. I'm just like, yo, it's the internet. Like, the way I deal with it, you know, it's out. Like, what do you want? How am I supposed to take this down? UMG is gonna take it down. Interscope's gonna take it down. I was like, well, why would they take it down if it was like a deal that we did before you guys were signed to the label then? Right? And he's like, what'd you say? I was like, well, why would we take it down if you guys didn't have a deal at the time and the deal was between you and me? It's like, Interscope is gonna take it down. You're doing bad business. You need to humble yourself, young. Like, you know, you know how the man them talk to people, you know, because I'm a small independent guy. You know?
And you're from Canada.
And I mean that means something to Americans. Yeah, like these borders.
Yeah, they always gotta bully the Canadians. Fuck.
Yeah, they pretend like the border like stops black culture somehow. Whatever. I don't even know what that is. Anyways, so he was talking to me like this. I was like, listen, we had a deal before. If you don't want me to put out a record, you have to compensate me and give me back the money that I spent on this. I don't know who you're talking to. He did his like, you know, diet, sugar-free, Suge Knight shit, and he tried to like shit me down. I was like, Reggie, like the track is out. I'm gonna fulfill the agreement the way it is. You know, if you have an issue with it, then I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
And how much did you pay for the track?
For the feature only?
For the feature.
Feature is like, I don't know, it's like 10 G's or something like that.
10 G's.
And then, I mean, back then it was like blood clot. Yo, now tell you, Reggie, 10 G's back then for me was like a serious situation. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a serious situation now. I don't care how much money you have.
Yeah. And I mean, even back then, 10 G's, even like just with inflation was a lot more than 10 G's now.
We're in a recession, my nigga. What the? Come on, bro.
Well, yo, like it was a significant investment, but also just like time and energy on my part. And you know, it was just like I didn't understand what the situation was or what the reason was. You know, like if they didn't like the track, that's fine. You know, just refund me, whatever. Or if you want something different, at least let me know. Please don't put out the track.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, they were handling other business. Maybe they didn't think it was gonna bust like it did. But anyways, I put the track out and it went viral and whatever. And you know, and then he summoned the overlords of UMG and Interscope to try to scrub it from the internet. That's it.
So, and the thing is with that, I guess he was allowed to get UMG to do what they needed to do because this is post him being signed.
Nope, they weren't allowed to do it. I sued them.
Yeah, they're technically not allowed to do that, but they still will because they can go by the rules of the platforms and not by the law. You'd actually have to take them to court to hold them accountable.
Look, I mean, they control the platforms, right? Look at
exactly
Spotify and all these type of people, then, right? There are major shareholders. I mean, like the whole thing is a cartel. Like I'm not innocent. I know how the thing works, right? So the whole so you know if UMG lawyer call the DSP and tell them take down something, or they call them take down something, they're gonna be like, okay, why? Like we know where our revenue comes from, and we know who our strategic partners are, right? So this whole play shit is nothing new. It's been going on since the 50s, right? You know, they just, you know, put legislation and they find a way to work around it. So, I mean, like he has the whole industry mechanism behind him. So the song came down. I took him to court and then it got reinstated. But, you know, that was done. Like the whole release of my first project was torpedoed. So whatever, I just move on and continue making music. That's it.
Yeah, and they basically they deaded the momentum from the song from it coming down and having to go back up like more than a year later.
Yeah.
Plus, you got some money back from it too, at least.
No, I didn't get no money back. My name never paid me.
They didn't,
and they probably shadow banned it too on top of everything.
Of course, they control the whole mechanism. It's not like a conspiracy. That's just how it works.
No, it's exactly how it works.
Like, it's not like a boogeyman type situation. It's
yeah.
Like, no, I pissed off the wrong people because I didn't move it the way that they wanted me to move. You know, they didn't want to honor the deal, and I was like, Reggie, you're gonna have to compensate me or do something.
Yeah.
So, like, put it on paper, because last time we had something on paper, last time we transacted, you didn't honor the agreement. So, anyways, for me, it's like I didn't want to waste my life and my talent, my energy on that. So I just continued doing what I was doing, and then, you know, just move on. You know? But it certainly taught me a lesson about the structure and what you can do and what you cannot do as an independent artist in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Connections go a long way.
Facts.
Everything.
So now, why is there a belief that Kendrick is a industry plant?
Is there well, I mean, he is an industry plant. I mean, for
I'm
real.
about to mute my mic for like a minute. A train's about to come by.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to cut you off. What were you saying?
No, he said he's going to mute his mic for a second for the train. Go ahead, brother.
Think about it. One define an industry plan. Something that has the whole industry machinery mechanism before them, is somebody who has a development deal before they claim that they're signed, and something that serves to the public in a way that, you know, the focus groups and the product marketers and the lawyers and the investors think is something that should be done. I personally, you have to speak to different people, but he was under a development deal during Section 80. And when he dropped Section 80, that did very well on iTunes and stuff like that. But this stuff doesn't really happen by accident, you know? If it happens by accident, it's the artist that comes out of left field. Like, you know, obvious comparison is Drake. I don't think there's anybody in the world that could have predicted a skinny boy from like Canada was going to be the top rap phenomenon for like of all time, right?
Facts.
These companies, they pick their winners, and it's like capital outlay. What they put their money into, they're going to get it back, right? So he had all the necessary backing. He had all the connections. He had everything, the look, what they wanted to do. They want to make black pro-black cool. So they did Wakanda Forever, and they did Kendrick Lamar, and then they just pushed him, right? That was the time that we're in. So it go. He had the best, he had the worst deal and the best deal possible, right? So he had, you see the numbers at top of range for him. It's like, you know, it's common knowledge in the game that like he has a shit deal. But you know, his whole, you know, career is built on maintaining this legendary status. You know, this is not to discount the quality of the work that he does, but that's basically his brand, legendary. Whatever happens to his career, they can profit off of it forever because, you know, he's the one. You know.
So AGB, you have any questions for Jonathan about this?
No. I mean, I just missed that last little 2 minutes there because of the train. I only caught bits of it, but no, I don't.
Okay, so let me ask you quick.
I agree with everything as far as what he was saying, as far as how the industry plays stuff. That's all facts. So,
when you talk, bro, you're talking about who's selected, who's the next one up, who are they going to push? You know, at one point they were pushing Jonathan Majors as the it boy for Marvel or whatever. And then he fucked it up, and then he's gone now, right? So next, so he was the next one up, you know. He was the next 50 or the next Eminem, or next is just the way that the business works, you know. If you think the music industry is a meritocracy, I'm sorry, but you know, it doesn't really work.
No, living in a fantasy. Big salute to Dusty Wallace. I seen jumping in the chat.
Yeah,
Let me
shout out
ask
to
you.
Dusty Wallace.
Let me ask you also. Because of the dealings that you've had with Kendrick, do me a favor, AGB, mute your mic for a quick second.
Got you.
I think that might be giving me the feedback. Yeah, there we go. Let me ask you right there, quick, fast. What's your thoughts now on this whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake going back and forth and the outcome?
I mean, I think it's good for hip hop, because it's been a long time coming. They've been sending each other like subliminals for, I don't know, like a decade now. So obviously, every time, anyone wants to increase their market share in hip hop, they're gonna diss Drake, and they're lucky he'll diss them back, But these are just the two titans going head to head,
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing for me is his whole, Kendrick's whole brand is built on like how real he is and like how much he reps for the people and stuff like that. But if you realize that, that's part of his branding, his image, his facade, that's part of the industry narrative. It's like it takes a lot away from, how you vibe to his music, because it's like all contrived still. So, but I mean, he's still a talented dude, and it's going to be good for hip hop to see them go at each other. So we'll see what happens.
Now, but the thing is, with everything that you've been explaining with this whole thing, right? Drake has been talking a lot about contract shit. You know what I'm saying? Been on his neck about Top Dog controlling his moves. As somebody who's dealt with him now, on a contractual basis, all that type of stuff, how much of that stuff is true?
I mean, I don't know. I've spoken to Top Dog on many occasions. I mean, like, he really is sugar-free Suge Knight. Like, that's his whole situation. His whole situation is coercion, leverage, manipulation. But I mean, that happens all the time in hip hop. So it's not something special. But yeah. I mean, they run shit like the mob. I don't know how else to say that. It's like he sees himself as the Don, so you have to treat him like the Don. That's it.
Facts. Well, listen, man, what you got coming up now? And like, you've been out here. You're still putting out music.
Yeah.
What's coming up in the near future?
All right, now I have I'm negotiating a deal for some reggae projects that I have coming out, because I've always been doing hip hop and reggae since my first album, and then I have some stuff in the bank, and but there's other ways to make M's that I'm pursuing as well. So yeah.
Well, listen, what we got to do an official Jonathan Emile interview where I get your life story and like your musical path. You know what I'm saying? Like a real interview, not one of these popping on lives type things. These are cool, but I want to be able to get more in depth.
Yeah, you got to get the whole detailed story.
Yeah.
We'll do that at some point, but I appreciate it. And yeah, like when the album, when we're doing a rollout, I'm gonna hit you up first and let you know what I want.
Okay. No, thank you for popping in on this, fam. It's it means a lot, bro.
All right. No, I appreciate you guys, everything you do, like conversations about the culture, the politics, where we're at, just north of the border. So, it's wicked. I appreciate it.
All right. Respect, my brother.
Yeah, man. Love.
Big salute to Jonathan Emile.
Yeah, that was a dope guest Friday. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Like
your cat too.
Big up to Randy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody on the HB wants to know, is that Rory from Joe Button podcast? He's talking about you.
I'm aware. I read that comment before.
That's hilarious.
I maybe low key I am. I don't know.
Say maybe one of Rory's distant brothers.
Maybe we have like a relative somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta go check your ancestry.com.
Maybe I got a big family too. That's the thing. So it's entirely possible. I have a bunch of family in the States that I don't know. So maybe I don't know.
So what are your thoughts, fam? Like you know, he broke down what was going on. You know, salute to Hello Yassine for that video that he did, because that's really put me on to homie. Like, holy shit, like this guy got screwed over, bro. Like, you hear what the man said. He had the song up, and he didn't even have to take it down. They took it down. The label took it down.
Crazy. The Hello Yassine video is definitely what put me on to his story. Like, I'm trying to think, had I heard it mentioned like as a rumor before? I feel like maybe I heard it as a rumor, but like nothing where I was gonna put too much into it. But that like video definitely did it. Have that happen, like that's crazy, bro. That's what I've heard that happen a lot in the rap industry. I'm sure you have too, bro. Mm-hmm. Artists, like, they don't operate with like, you know, good business management sense. Usually they just want their bread, and like, you know, they'll be off with it.
And another thing, even when it comes to this, it's not only that you know, he went up against Top Dog and them, and you know, he just ended up getting the short end of the stick. He won his court case. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. I feel like,
and he sued Top Dog and them. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he sued Top Dog and those guys because he made the deal with Top Dog, and then they got Universal involved to do the muscle for them. But when he made the deal with them, this is way before he was apparently signed. But if that's not the case, Universal can only step in if he was already signed.
Well, yeah, or if they were working with them in some capacity. They don't just go, here's a random artist we have no affiliation with, let's help him out for charity. Like, they don't do that. So for sure.
Yeah. For them like, to even be able to take down the song.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be created pre him being signed to Universal. Something's fishy about that. You know what I'm saying?
It was definitely before he was signed to Universal in some way, shape, or form. He was working with the labels. Like,
yeah,
who knows exactly what it was, but like we said, they didn't do it out of the goodness of their hearts.
He was signed the whole time, basically.
Like, you know, these are music labels. They're not like, it's not like the nicest people in the world. You know, that they want their bread. So
yeah, Gucci Go said he said he got zero bread though. No, yeah. You know, he was able to put the song back up so that he could make money from the song. However,
I think having the song back up's worth more than like, what are you going to get your 10,000 back plus what? Like, realistically, you know?
No, but bro, the song died on the internet, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could pull up the song right now, the music video for that, and it has Kendrick Lamar on it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but like I said, bro, they probably blacklisted or fucking what do you call it? Shadow banned.
Watch the language. Keep going.
Yeah, they probably shadow banned the song just so it wouldn't get all the normal push that like you would get off a song like that on top of it, you know. But no, what they did is crazy, bro. It's not out of the norm in the music industry, like it happens all the time, but it's crazy for someone like that.
This one is dedicated to the murderers.
Look at the song right here. It has Heaven Help Them featuring Kendrick Lamar, 5.6 thousand views 8 years ago.
I thought it would at least have, I thought we were talking like maybe like tens of thousands. That's crazy.
Dude, it's Kendrick Lamar, one of the big three. That his name being on the title of that song alone on YouTube should send the algorithm crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fact, especially that it's not fake, like it's legit, it's original. Like, yeah, bro, like
you have a real Kendrick Lamar feature on your song.
Like just doing that. Okay, let's say 8 years. Like, you pay for that, and you get like worst case scenario, like it's a trash song, but you have Kendrick on it. You're still talking a couple hundred views a day.
Yeah,
for the entire time probably. You know what I'm saying? For 8 years.
You might have something. You might be right about that shadow banning, because even now, Kendrick's name has higher SEO probably than ever. And you're telling me that this is not increasing in views?
Yeah. Well, you're telling me if me or you right now did a song with Kendrick, and even if he went through all that stuff, like, and we just put it out, like just having his name on it without like anything else going on. It's not gonna like start gaining views and like slowly go up. Like
he should re-release it.
yeah, he should figure out a way to do something, get it on a bigger channel or something like that. Because with this, what it means is it's not like when people like are searching his songs, Kendrick's songs, they're not getting this recommended to them. It's
Yeah,
completely out of the recommendations. You know what I'm saying? So only the people who know it are searching for it.
I'm not even gonna dare to play any of this right now.
That's horrible that they did that to him, though. I hate shit like that.
Yeah, man, and that's right there from our hometown, from MTL, bro.
Yeah, I know. And he still got like these are Montreal, like these are good Montreal numbers. You know what I'm saying? But not when you have Kendrick on your song.
Not with Kendrick Lamar, man.
Yeah.
That should have at least 250,000 views on it, bro.
This might be a good subject for Friday. You know, maybe bring him on, maybe talk about this. This is interesting, my guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Somebody's saying right here, so for all these years, can we agree that Kendrick Lamar has been cooked up? The numbers and the results aren't adding up. This Drake Kendrick Lamar beef is overhyped. Somebody else is saying here. Yeah, it is kind of overhyped. But yeah, I do see something about this, the numbers being cooked up thing. Like, if the man has something that's up there and he doesn't push the button on it, they don't get the same amount of views.
And we all know that these labels are, yes, a lot, like an artist like Kendrick is getting views. We're not going to sit here and say he's not getting a lot of views.
Yeah.
But let's say he gets 1 million views and they make it look like he gets 2 million views on something. Are labels doing that? Yeah, fuck yeah, they're doing shit like that.
Yeah, but every label, they all do that.
Yeah, 100% they all do it. And they're also like, they'll buy promotion or they'll put it on playlists, or there's 100 different things they could do to get it views. You know what I'm saying? That if you don't have those things going, you're not going to get the views.
That's facts. I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm gonna go over the poll here. I asked.
You hit 3 hours, bro. That's crazy. I haven't seen you hit 3 hours in a minute.
I know. It's probably because I don't have the 4K hooked up to die on me and stuff. Usually I see that overheating thing start happening after, and I'm like, all right, time to wrap it up. But from the poll that I'm seeing here, it says, is Kendrick Lamar an industry plant? 43% says yes, and 57% don't believe it. Okay, they say no. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it more just comes down with him what your definition of because I know not everybody considers the same thing an industry playing, you know? And I think with him, it's like he's sort of on the borderline where some people are going to say yes, people are going to say no. And I think the poll says that because it's pretty close.
Yeah, straight up.
We love hip hop.